Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. Just want to let you know that I have joined Lyft also. Why? I don't know. I guess it was just basically to see if everything is going to be going similar, the same, if I'd be getting paid the same or not. So once I picked up my first person first people actually off of Crenshaw and Venice. And once I picked them up, I heard their conversation talking about that they were in the music industry. So I said, I wonder if they know my brother. My brother, his name is Uncle Chuck. That's his AKA alias name. His real name is Charles Hamilton. He's a singer. He's a musician. He has his own gospel group called Zion Messengers. And sure enough, they happen to know him. Wow, what a coincidence. So I dropped him off at a place called The Parlor off of Melrose. Then after I left there, then I received another request. This person actually happens to be off of Melrose and La Brea. So once I picked her up and took her to her house, which was somewhere off of Vermont in Olympic, but on the way to actually going there, uh, they had the streets of Olympic and Crenshaw was blocked with police and yellow tape, which usually means it's a crime scene. Then I remembered on the next block there are some movie trailers, so I figured maybe they're filming a movie. It happens to be off of Crenshaw and Olympic. So after I dropped her off, then I was coming back, and I think I was like off 11th in Vermont. Then I realized I got another request, and the other request was I picked up a lady off of Van Ness and Venice. Then comes to find out, so I pick her up, and in that area, you can't see the addresses at nighttime. Not on the houses or the apartments. It's just kind of dark over there in that area. So what I said, well, maybe I'll just double park in the middle of the lane with my hazard lights on, and then there's a on the app it shows that once you receive that location, you can just actually send it and they'll know that you're outside. So she came outside. She was walking in the middle of the street, and I said, well, maybe I should back up. Then I said, nah, I don't want to back up and accidentally hit her or anything. So she got in. She was like, oh, how you doing? I said, oh, I'm good and everything. And how are you? She said, good. So I'm on my way to go take her, I thought. And come to find out, I get to like Bronson and Washington, about to make my right turn. Can't do it. Why? Because the policeman has the street blocked again. Then, guess what I remember? President Obama was here in the Hancock area and also in at LA High School. And she happened to be Googling on her phone. And it shows basically the streets that are closed, which, um, Waze doesn't tell you if it's a street closure like that, because that's just like spur of the moment. So I said, well, maybe I should just go on down to Van Ness and get on the freeway and then get off on La Brea. So I went over, got over to the freeway. Oh my God, it was like a traffic jam on the freeway, something I've just never seen, not at night anyway. So it was like all you see is red lights and all the traffic was moving. It seemed like it took 10 minutes just to get somewhere that normally would take like 3 minutes to get there. It took about 10 minutes to get down to La Brea. Once I got to La Brea, I got to, made some turns, ended up on a street called St. Elmo, and come to find out the person canceled. And I'm sure they probably canceled because it took me so long to get there, which normally probably would have taken about 5 minutes to get there. It took longer because they had a blockade from President Obama driving down Crenshaw with his Cadillac Escalade that he rides in. Oh yeah, by the way, I saw it. I don't know if it was his, but I saw one of the Cadillacs passing by with the American flags on top. Woo! I was like, oh, I wish I would have known he was coming down Crenshaw. Maybe I could have like recorded it, posted it on YouTube like everybody else. But oh well. So then I got over there. He had canceled. So I said, is this where you're going? She said, no. I said, oh, well, maybe it's like Uber where they have a pool but I didn't know it was a pool, so I was thinking that I was taking her. So eventually I got to the area where I dropped her off, which was off of La Brea and Wilshire. Then once I left that area, then I got another response coming down La Brea at this place called the, you know what, I don't even know what the name of it is. I want to say the French Connection. It's off of La Brea and 6. So I got over there and I said, there's so many people out here and there's so many people in the little app. It had a picture of one guy with 3 ladies. I'm like, well, I can hardly see it. I gotta go like this, probably with some glasses on, to try to figure out who it is that's getting a Lyft ride. So then finally, there's a guy sitting on his phone, looking at his phone like this with a girl standing next to him. I'm like, maybe that's him. So I put the window down, and then he happened to go like this. I said, "Are you guys waiting for Lyft?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, we sure are." He was like, "Wow, I was just staring at you. I didn't know if that was you or not." I said, "Yeah, I know." So then they got in the car, and they were talking, and I said, maybe it was like a little blind date or something, because she was telling him all kind of stuff, and I was like, "Well, what kind of music would y'all like to listen to?" And he was saying something, and I said, "Oh, I never heard of that." He was like, "If you have an auxiliary cord, I can plug up my phone." I said, "Unfortunately, with these new Audi Q3s, we don't have auxiliary, which is really weird. But I guess because you can hook things up with a Bluetooth, so that's probably why I don't have one in my car." So then I said, "Well, I like the Judds," and he was like, "Well, if you could sing me a tune from the Judds." I said, "Oh God, why did I say that? Maybe I should have said one of Snoop Dogg's songs." But anyway, I said, "Well, I got Sting." Then I showed him a Sting CD, and he was like, "Oh, okay, let's listen to that." So as soon as I put Sting in, next thing you know, we right at their place. So I dropped them off in the Hollywood area. So then after I left there, I said, "Okay, well, I don't want to be picking up anybody in the Hollywood area. I don't know. Maybe I'm just skeptical of places where I go pick folks up at. So I don't want to be so intoxicated where they don't know, and I want them throwing up in my car. Then that's more money. I'm gonna have to get the car washed to get the throw up out, and sometimes the throw up could stay in the seats for so long. I don't know, cause I just know at my job, sometimes you could just smell that on the buses. So anyway, and let me see. Then I got another request. That was a guy waiting at Burger King parking lot on La Brea. Then after I picked him up, he said, "You know what? The crazy thing is, I'm a Uber and a Lyft driver, but I parked my car in the wrong place and I can't get to it right now. So I guess I just have to get somebody to take me to where I'm going, and I'll wind up dropping him off somewhere off of 6 in La Brea also." So, it was cool to get the idea and the kind of people that get on in the car, because it's almost like I have like a little connection with them. If it's not that maybe somebody's a skater or they listen to the same kind of music, or maybe I'm a driver like them, it's always, something. Or I could be just one of those cool people with a good personality, because every time I leave someone's presence, I want to put a smile on their face. So once again, if you have any questions, you can ask me the questions down below, and like my page if you like it. Leave me a comment if you have questions. Subscribe to my channel so you can see more things coming up in the future, and share on your social media like everyone else. Once again, happy Valentine's Day, and remember, Jesus loves you. Peace.